Hello everyone, welcome you all to this new video. So in my previous video, I had started with module 3. In that we have discussed with the basic introduction to op-amp circuits, that is linear op-amp circuits, how the linear op-amp circuits are defined. And in that video, we have seen with some of the important linear op-amp circuits, starting with the basic op-amp summing amplifier. Then we have seen the op-amp averager. Along with that, some important example problems also we have discussed. Then after that, we have seen the some of the important digital to analog converters. Okay, we are having basically two D2A converters. That is, one is binary weighted D2A converter and R to R ladder D2A converter. Okay, so those two circuits, along with some important example problems, we have discussed it in that video. Those who have not seen that video, please go and watch it. It is very, very important. Okay, so now in this video, we are going to be discussing with the non-linear op-amp circuits based on comparators. Okay, basically under this non-linear op-amp, we are discussing the comparators with zero reference and comparators with non-zero references. Okay, under the category of comparators with zero reference, we are having two important comparators. One is called as non-inverting comparator and another one is the inverting comparator. Okay, both of them we are going to be discussing in this video. Okay, so let us start now. Firstly, comparators with zero reference. Under that, we are having non-inverting comparator. So the simplest way to build a comparator is to connect an op-amp without a feedback resistor. Okay, so this is the basic definition of an comparator in terms of amplifier. Okay, in terms of op-amp, we could be simply building a comparator by not connecting the feedback resistor. Okay, without any connection for feedback, a comparator can be built. So as shown in the below figure that I'll show you, due to a high open loop gain, positive input produces positive saturation, whereas negative input produces negative saturation. Okay, it means that for whatever the positive input given, the output also would be in positive stage, and for the negative input, the output would be in the negative stage. Okay, based on the connections given through the comparators. Okay, so the comparator of the figure 22.1a is called as zero crossing detector. Okay. So this you see here, this whatever comparator is there, right? In case if they ask the question related to zero crossing detector, this you need to be writing it. Okay. So this basic comparator is also called as non-inverting comparator or zero crossing detector. Here what they have done, this is the op-amp amplifier. It consists of plus VCC minus VEE, one output, and here in the inverting terminal the input is provided, and at the non-inverting terminal the second input is grounded. Okay, so that's why it is called as non-inverting comparator, and we are not having any feedback here. Okay, so that's why this is the basic comparator circuit, which is also called as zero crossing detector circuit. Okay, this is the relationship between input and output based on the saturation voltage. So we see here, initially the saturation voltage would be negative, and when it reaches the origin, we could be seeing a sudden change in the saturated value from negative to positive. Okay, so that's why, as the definition says, due to high open loop gain, negative input produces sorry positive input produces positive saturation, that is positive saturation for positive input. So you see here, when V in is positive, you would be getting V saturation in the positive uh, uh, positive first quadrant. This is positive quadrant, so that's why you would be getting positive saturation here. And in case of negative input, that is V in is negative, in this case we would be getting the negative saturation. Okay, yeah. So as shown in figure 22.1b, this is the plot in the input and output response for the positive and negative saturation. The minimum input voltage that produces saturation is given by V in minimum. That is, V in minimum is given by plus or minus V saturation divided by A V naught. Okay, so this is the overall voltage gain, that is for the high open loop voltage gain. Okay, so here initially, if they have given the value for V saturation as 14 volt, the output swing of the comparator is from approximately minus 14 to plus 14 volt. Okay, because as the formula says, it is minus to plus V saturation, right? So the output swing would be from minus 14 to plus 14. So if the initial open loop voltage gain is 1 lakh, okay, or 100,000, the input voltage needed to produce saturation would be V in minimum. That is, V in is equal to plus or minus 14 volt divided by 100,000, that is equal to plus or minus 0.14 millivolt. Okay, so that's why here for the high open loop gain, that is this here, in this case the open loop gain is maximum, right? Here they have taken it as some 100,000, so that's why we would be getting the for positive input positive V saturation, and for negative input negative V saturation. And this is the basic circuit, which is called as zero crossing detector or non-inverting comparator. Okay, yeah. Next, let us discuss with the inverting comparator. What do you mean by here and how the relation is obtained? So here in inverting comparator, the input signal to be compared is applied to the inverting terminal, okay, and non-inverting terminal input is grounded as shown in this below figure, okay. So you see here, if we see the difference here between non-inverting and inverting comparator, here the terminals are changed here, okay. Previously for negative terminal it was grounded. Now here in case of here, inverting terminal is grounded, and in the non-inverting terminal and inputs and some of the diode clamps are provided, okay. So these are the clamping diodes which is used to develop a basic clamper circuit, okay. So this is also called as a inverting amplifier, or it could be also called as a clamper circuit, okay. Yeah, and this is the output input curve with respect to saturation for an initial reference voltage. This would be the curve produced for it, okay. So that I'll tell you later. So now we see here, in this case, a slightly positive input voltage produces a maximum negative output as shown in the this figure here, 22.2b. On the other hand, slightly negative input voltage produces a maximum positive output, okay. So here it is reverse. If you compare it with non-inverting comparator, in non-inverting comparator, for positive voltage, for positive input voltage, the output was saturation voltage was positive. For negative, it was negative, right? Here it is vice versa. For positive input, the saturation voltage is negative, and for negative input, the saturation voltage is positive. So that's why you would be getting something curve like this here for a inverting comparator, okay. So this is the basic difference in plot from in non-inverting comparator. So it is like this, and inverting comparator, it is getting shifted because of the terminals are getting interchanged, okay. Why the diode clamps are used? So you see here why it is used. The two diode clamps at the input terminal are used to protect the comparator against excessively large input voltage, okay. So in case if we are having some very high input voltage, that diode clamps would be able to protect it by sending the required by sending the unnecessary signal through the clamps in order to reduce the value of voltage, okay. So for some comparator, maximum input voltage rating may be as little as plus 5 to minus 5 volts. So this is the maximum input voltage rating for some of the initial comparators. Okay, so this is the basic range, that is plus or minus 5 volts. Hence, with these two diode clamps, we are maintaining input voltage up to plus zero point 0.7 to minus zero point 0.7 volt. Okay, so voltage would be reduced from 5 to zero point 0.7. Okay, so this is basically called as inverting comparator. Now let us see some of the comparators with zero references, okay, comparators with non-zero references, okay. So these were the two comparators with zero references. One is non-inverting and inverting comparator. Now from non-zero reference, so now in some applications a threshold voltage different from zero may be preferred. In figure 22.11a, the voltage divider produces the following reference voltage from the inverting input, okay. So this is that figure 22.11a. Here with respect to that, we would be getting the uh, reference voltage for the inverting input, something like this, okay. That is V reference is given by R2 divided by R1 plus R2, that is VCC R2 divided by R1 plus R2, because it is voltage divider, right? So this circuit you see here 22.11a, this is the amplifier used here, okay, with respect to positive threshold. So that's why from the positive terminal direct input is given through this non-inverting terminal, and in the inverting terminal we are giving the VCC values with respect to the parallel connection of R1 R2, okay. So we would be getting one coupling capacitor, and we would be getting the answer for reference voltage as VCC R2 divided by R1 plus R2, okay. So this is the reference voltage and the frequency FC, that you see what we would be getting. When Vin is greater than Vref, the differential input voltage is positive and output voltage is high. Okay, this is only when input voltage is greater than the reference voltage. But when input voltage is less than reference voltage, the differential input uh, the differential input voltage is negative and the output voltage produced is low, okay. So these two conditions also, it's very important between V in and V reference, okay. When it is greater, output voltage is high. When it is lesser, output voltage is low. Now the cutoff frequency, how this is obtained, you see here the bypass capacitor is typically used on the inverting input and it reduces the amount of power supply ripple and other noise appearing at the inverting input. So basically the cutoff frequency is given by this relation, that is Fc is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into R1 parallel to R2 into CBY. Okay, where the CBY is the bypass capacitor, and this is the basic frequency, because you know that frequency is generally given by 1 divided by 2 pi RC, right? Where this is the complete equivalent resistance R1 parallel to R2, because we are using two resistances, right? So that's why 1 divided by 2 pi R1 parallel to R2. Why? Because these two are in parallel connections, because these are separate branches. Okay, into the coupling capacitor or the bypass capacitor CBY. Okay, so with respect to this positive threshold, we would be getting this response. Similarly, for the negative threshold, you would be getting this response. So you see here, this is the response plot with respect to input output voltage and the saturated voltage. Okay, so you see here, this is for the v reference point when v in is greater than and less than what is the relationship obtained. Okay, so you see here, v saturation plot, how it is getting shifted for a positive threshold and for a negative threshold. Okay, based on the condition provided, v in is greater than v reference and v in is less than v reference. Okay, for that you would be getting the output voltage is high and output voltage low. Okay, when v in is greater than, for the first condition, when v in is greater than v reference. Okay, so here the v reference value is greater compared to v in, so that's why we would be getting the positive output voltage as very high. Output voltage is high here, right? Whereas when we reduce the value, that is when v in is less than v reference, so it means that it is somehow at this point, at this stage, from here onwards, all the values of v in would be less than v reference. Okay, so that's why the output is negative or it is low. Okay, like this you would be getting the saturated for the saturated relation for a positive threshold. Whereas for the negative threshold, reference voltage and fc remains the same, but only change is that instead of plus vcc, we are using minus vee. Okay, so the reference for this would be minus vee r2 divided by r1 plus r2. Okay, and rest all the connection remains the same, and the terminals are also changed here. Okay, for a non-inverting terminal, it is given input, and for the inverting terminal, the connections are made, and we would be getting here this reference here. That is, now for a negative threshold, when v in is greater than v reference, voltage is low, and for v in less than v reference, the voltage is high. So for with respect to that, this is the plot we get for a negative threshold. Okay, so this is with respect to comparator with non-zero references. Okay, now in the next video, we are going to be seeing with the comparators with the hysteresis. Okay, for that we are requiring one trigger circuit which is called as Schmidt trigger circuit. That we'll see in the next video. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Do watch this video till the end. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you.